to the center of everywhere. Welcome to Boats Beneath the Surface.
What are you talking about right now?
What's going on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beneath the Surface. I'm Sean Murphy, and I'm here with Tyler. What's your last name?
Bryan.
Tyler Bryan.
Let's start again.
Two first names.
Oh my
Start
gosh.
again. You can't forget your guest of honor's name and not sound like a complete a-hole.
I never knew his last name.
Okay.
Hello,
That's
everyone.
fantastic.
Welcome to another episode of Beneath the Surface. I'm here with Tyler Bryan.
Yeah. Welcome to Last Frontier.
Yeah, Alaska. For those of you who don't know where that is.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I should do the introductions.
You got
Okay.
Ty. Sky's going to kick it off.
Sky's got us going.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Beneath the Surface. We are in Alaska right now with BOTE Ambassador Tyler Bryan. Sitting on his front porch, it's myself, our director Will Boucher,
Hello.
and our photographer Sean Murphy. As well as behind the camera back here, we have
Baby Z.
Baby Z on working the camera, Mike Bryan,
Yep.
fly fishing aficionado, and also Tyler's dad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, where do we even begin? We came here, 3 days ago, and it's been kind of a whirlwind adventure. So, should we start at the beginning?
Yeah. Right at the beginning.
Day one?
Helicopters and glaciers.
My mule is still scared.
Still over there puckering up a bit.
Yeah. I mean,
We about killed Sean on the glacier a few times.
hey, Sean, just slide down this glacier of ice with all of your camera gear.
Tyler just runs around. Okay, first of all, we're on a helicopter that takes us through glacier, ice field, glacier. It looks like
Yep.
something off Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then drops you off on a tiny little ice cube on the top of the glacier. And then you get off, and if you slide anywhere, if you slip, you're falling 40 to 60 feet, and then shooting off of a lip into a crevasse that may or may not be 1,000 feet into hell or wherever it goes.
That's right.
And
Yeah, that's new fear unlocked.
New fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't researched Mulans,
Mulans.
don't do it because it's
Especially
terrifying.
if you're about to paddle.
Yeah,
Good
paddle.
that one.
Yeah, if you're about to go to a glacier.
And let me preface with, this is Will. Let me preface this with, we didn't just we took a helicopter onto a glacier. We took a helicopter where we didn't sign any releases because we were just going to be left off and be left on our own because it was going to be kind of dangerous. And we landed not on like a helipad or not on a flat surface anyway. We landed on a glacier. We landed on a glacier that wasn't even as big as the landing pads. I mean, as far as where he landed, and it wasn't an even surface, and he just dropped us off hot. We had to leap out, pull all our gear off, and he just left us there sliding on the ice. And then Tyler was like, okay, we're here.
and rubber boots.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to Alaska.
And Tyler's like a goat, and he's just running around in rubber boots, like mincing around, looking over cliffs. And I'm like, bro,
He's prancing like a reindeer.
Prancing, yeah, like very, very agile. And I think I'm kind of athletic, but I was very scared, and I didn't know where to put my feet. And I was just like, don't never look down. That's the trick. And I didn't like it. I mean, as long
We
as
could
I
tell.
was next to.
Yeah.
I
You looked like
I wasn't gonna.
moment.
I
I
wasn't
thought he
gonna
was
cry.
crying.
I wasn't gonna cry,
No.
but I was.
The end of it, you were mentally and physically.
I was like, dude, I don't even know what to do.
But it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Well-
you got naked and jumped in the water, which is a bonus.
That definitely
I
happened.
call that a cherry on top.
Let's talk about the reason we were out there, though, Tyler.
Yeah, so we brought all the paddle boards out. The glacier, you get glacier melt, and you get these beautiful blue pools of water that fill up in the crevasses, the glaciers. So we bring paddle boards, and it's literally there's nowhere else like it on the planet Earth. I mean, you're paddling through crystal clear, indigo colored water through slot canyons made of ice. It's
that are 4 feet wide.
Yeah.
Or three
Yeah.
or 4
3
feet
feet
wide.
wide. I
It
mean, we
looked
were
like
rubbing
we're-
boards on the side of the ice.
It looked like we were on another planet.
Yeah.
I mean, just insane.
It's just absolutely nuts. Yeah.
I feel like not many people get to experience that, so it was pretty special to me.
Yeah. Very special. Worth the getting scared a little bit and climbing down the ice and getting onto the water.
Yeah, that was
So-
rad.
It was cool. And then once we left and our helicopter decided to pick us up, which was another fear unlocked. We already had a whole scenario of like I was gonna push people off the cliff, and then we were gonna eat Sky, and all these things were gonna
Sky
happen.
was the first.
And
Oh no, Will 100% would be the first eaten.
It's true.
Probably.
By the way, this was all
I'm pretty
discussed
scrappy.
because the helicopter was 7 minutes late at that point. So it wasn't taking long for
We were
the flies to
hungry.
take over. I was worried.
but then he picked us up and took us through. I mean, I've been on not a lot of helicopters, maybe a dozen in my life, maybe something like that. But this guy, this is the best one I've ever had.
For sure.
He like decided to have fun with us and took us like flying through.
He dropped into a rock cliff canyon on both sides that, it's probably plenty wide enough, but when you're in a helicopter at 80 miles an hour, you feel like it's barely wide enough, and he was just dipping in and out
There
of that
were some
canyon. It was
sketchy
crazy.
little drops where I felt
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't know if this is supposed to happen, and then the motor was making some weird noises, and
he followed the river, and the river wound. It was winding.
Sean's real fear is flying. We
And
figured
it
it out.
was winding, and he followed, just banking the windy river, and then the river disappeared into a glacier. And I don't know if you remember this moment, but it was where the
When you
canyon
grabbed my hand.
yeah, you do remember.
Squeezing the whole time.
You do remember. And the canyon ended, so we're heading towards like a flat cliff, and then the water that we're following just disappears into a glacier, and we're heading for the glacier, and he just pulls up at the last second and does a sideways turn. My junk definitely sucked up a little bit.
yeah.
This is an explicit podcast, you can say.
Oh, I can. Yeah, my balls dropped and then went back in really quickly.
That's what my butthole did.
Did a peekaboo. Yeah.
My hands were up. I was enjoying the ride.
And I didn't see it, but there was a black bear, and then there was a bunch of goats up on the
Yep,
mountain,
goats.
and it was just, you really get to see the places you couldn't get to otherwise unless you were in a helicopter. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because Tyler, we're experiencing all this stuff, but Tyler lives here and lives to do all that really cool stuff. So, I mean, it would be cool to hear about some of the things you get to bring people on and what you get to do.
Yeah, so I mean that's just one of many adventures. Been doing a lot of helicopter stuff lately. We went heli mountain biking just a couple days ago. I mean, freaking.
Which involves what? You just taking them
Where
on,
we've
like-
got racks that sit on, where the cages were, we put the paddle boards.
Yeah.
They've got bike racks that go there. We strap the bikes up, and yeah, you're landing right on top of on the peaks of mountains, and then mountain biking down.
Well, if you
Sounds
get a flat
dangerous.
tire.
Oh, you just hopefully you can make it down the rest of the way. That's the tricky part. The tricky part's the pickup. You know where we landed, right? Kind of off.
Yeah.
Now try doing that on a mountainside.
So you don't have to pedal; you just go down.
It's just all
That's cool. I
downhill
like that.
riding.
I can
Yeah.
do that.
It's nice. No pedaling, and you just cruise and hope. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Is it white knuckle?
Oh, pretty much. White
Yeah, Sean
knuckle.
would just be
Is it if you-
screaming
if
the
you
whole way
dump,
down.
you
It depends on
just-
where you ride. We'll put it on all skill levels, but yeah, sometimes you're riding spines where it's. I mean, if you fall and you're going down, you're going down
done.
1,000 feet to the glacier.
to your death.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to be an
No pedaling,
experienced
though.
rider. No pedaling. You'll just roll the whole way down, Sean. We'll hear you screaming from the top.
What else? Because I mean, there's all kinds of.
Oh,
sorry to
yeah.
interrupt you.
No,
Yeah,
you're
you're
good.
good.
Go ahead.
Lots of fishing, which we'll get into. I used to guide across the inlet where we was a bear viewing and fly fishing guide. So we jump in a bush plane called a beaver, fly out to remote Alaskan lakes, jump in a little John boat, and put clients from literally me to you to brown bears. And they can experience it and watch the brown bears try and climb into our boats.
Which he's going to try to bring us to tonight or tomorrow.
That's right.
So we
We're
might
gonna
have
try
that
to find
story
some
too
bears.
after
Well, it took us
Watch,
5 days.
the camera
to
just
fi-
started shaking too.
to find
You noticed
it
that?
took 5 days for us to see a moose, and apparently you and your dad see 9 or 10 an afternoon driving to the store.
Oh, I was just telling Tyler, I got the boat over there. I've got a video of a moose bedded down next to the boat, just from a few weeks ago too.
Did you see this?
He told me about it.
I'll show it to you.
this.
Pull it up.
Well, we flew a drone for miles and couldn't spot one.
We did find tracks. We were tracking.
I did, yeah.
Following
we
it.
tracked-
Mama
there
and
was
a baby.
and a mom, and we saw tracks, and we smelled the dirt and figured out where they were going. And
Taste
then
those little
I wa-
nuggets.
I
Yeah.
walked.
The
Yeah, we
chocolate
found the
nuggets.
I walked
nuggets.
through the
Mhm.
woods, and
Sean did lick a moose nugget.
licked
I
one?
did one little
What'd it taste
nug.
like?
It was dewy.
Dewy.
Fresh.
It was fresh,
Fresh.
yeah.
Like it.
And we still didn't find
No.
moose, so it's harder than you'd think.
Curse of the
they're
camera.
they're not just there. So
Can we talk about fishing now?
They're there fishing.
let's talk about fishing. Let's talk
Fishing.
about this fiasco called flipping.
Flipping. It's the most redneck way to fish you'll ever see. You literally are fishing a bare hook on a 9-foot leader, and you're hooking salmon in the mouth with a bare hook. So salmon don't eat when they hit freshwater, so you're essentially snagging these fish right in the mouth. It's
It's literally the
Sounds
craziest.
easy enough.
yeah, sounds easy.
craziest
Harder to
form of
do.
fishing I've ever seen.
But everyone caught fish except for Tyler.
Tyler
kidding.
caught one fish with a head the equivalent of his in the fish world. The head was
It
so
literally
small,
slipped through the net.
Through the net
It went
hole.
through the net and was gone.
It was a salmon minnow, and it slipped through the holes of the fish net.
No, I mean yesterday was a banner day for fishing. I feel
it was
like
absolutely
it was
awesome.
so much fun.
Yeah.
How many did we catch?
We did
Too
18
short.
Teen?
limit, so it was
Yeah,
we
we
had
were
18
18.
fish in a few hours. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Jumped on the boat, went to the Kenai River, and just those first 2 hours was just
Slayed.
nothing but action.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
just
crazy.
slayed 'em.
And it was in a way where you think you could never, none of us have ever fished like, or even seen anybody fish like that before. So I remember when I first was casting that there was no way I was going to
like,
hook
no.
a fish ever. And I didn't. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't fish, so.
In the water, you can't see it. It's
Yeah.
like milk.
Yeah.
Like a milky, like a.
Yeah, it's that
Gray,
glacier-fed
You
water.
yeah.
can't see anything, and you can only imagine how many thousands of fish must be swimming right by your ankles for this thing to even happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
you're
line
sliding it
literally
by.
has to fall in their mouth.
Yeah, it is. The fish are
Craziest
going up
thing.
and putting that line right in their mouth.
Like,
It's
how?
nuts.
How? I don't know. It'd be cool if you could see actually what's happening.
Yeah.
because it's wild.
Yeah, the underwater shots had to be from like an inch and a half to see anything. That's how murky
Yeah.
it is.
Mhm.
But we got some.
Yeah, and then Tyler made us fresh salmon ceviche, which was like
Oh, yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yep, the
So
best
good.
ceviche I've ever had.
It doesn't get better than that.
Behind us here, he's smoking salmon bellies with some sugar and bear bacon.
Yep. We got bear bacon and, yeah, salmon bellies. The salmon we caught yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then bear bacon's one of my black bears that I shot this past year as well. So
Talk about that. Like, talk about your freezer and how much, what the different types of.
yeah, so I'm a big hunter. I haven't bought meat at a grocery store other than the occasional chicken in 4 years. So I've got 3 freezers here, and it's filled with, right now I've got goat, sheep, bear, caribou, moose, duck, salmon, halibut. I think that's it, and blacktail deer. So, and it is like
It's a good
chock
freezer.
full. Every freezer's full.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you need more room.
And it's just me. My dog eats really well.
Yeah, and
Super
tell us
rad.
a little bit about where we're at right now, like your place in the middle of kind of nowhere, but
Yeah, so we're kind of just on the outskirts of Soldotna and Kenai. You know, it's 15 minutes to get into town. Sitting on 10 acres out here on the front porch, and it's just far enough out of town that I don't really have to see people and deal with neighbors. I can let my dog run around, and close enough that it's not a whole fiasco to go in and get groceries when you need them. But
and Anchorage is about what 2.5? Is it 2.5 hours?
Anchorage about 2.5 hours. Yeah,
So you have access to a major
city,
even,
Costco.
so. No, it's been awesome. It's great. We're hanging out on this like wraparound porch,
Yeah,
smelling
on
food.
our inflatable furniture, which I feel like we need to bring up because if you watch the video, you might see that we're sitting on our Aero Lounge furniture, but it's in a specific pattern that people probably haven't seen it in before. So this is kind of a one of a kind set that we were testing out. So
Tyler Bryan series.
yeah,
It is now.
exactly, signature
Yeah,
series.
signature.
So if you guys like it enough, holler at us and let us know, and maybe we'll actually make some. But right now, they're the one of a kind Tyler Bryan series
That's
that
right.
only he has.
He's probably hoping we don't.
No,
make
don't
it, right?
don't make any.
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Just for me. It's my new patio furniture out here every day.
Yeah.
I'll watch all the moves. As soon as you leave, A moose is gonna walk
A
right through the
moose.
yard.
Yeah.
A couple bears.
Yeah, nobody's saying anything, but tomorrow, because we haven't seen any bears, we're gonna have to do some. No, we won't talk about that.
I don't think we should bring that up.
I'm not gonna tell them our secrets.
We're gonna
No more secrets.
bait Tiller, Baby
Yeah.
Z.
We're gonna cover
gonna-
him in donuts and
Some honey and donuts.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some dog food on
yeah.
them. They'll come flying in.
I wish people could see your dog. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think he's adorable.
He has a cane corso, and it's in a run in the backyard. And if you look at it, it hurts. You feel it in your soul. It's terrifying.
Yeah, he's a protector, that's for sure. He's a good dog up here. He's jumped on a brown bear for me, a charging brown bear. So
I feel like that's what you need around here.
Oh yeah.
Give us your top. Give us maybe one top nugget of a moment where you thought you're gonna die.
Just one.
Well, okay. Post-military. How about that?
Oh yeah, post.
Still just one.
Now
my
we're down.
dad's chuckling. He's like, his life insurance policy's still good.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Mike's over here like, I didn't know about that, and now I'm like, he's waiting for this one here to do
Yeah.
one of his dumb things, and then
He'll be set.
Yeah.
That's his retirement,
Yeah.
really. Just counting down the days for that. Well, one was recently. It was last month, just about a month ago. I was fishing the Russian River with a friend of mine, and we had these 3 brown bear cubs pop out kind of about 20 yards behind us and start sniffing our bags. And being a bear viewing guide, I'm really comfortable with bears. Been around a lot of them. It wasn't a dicey situation at all. Mama pokes her head up, kind of curious, and we kind of just, get big, get loud, and not really push, but push the bears off of our gear. And the bears are walking downstream, downriver. My buddy, who's been a guide up here for 20 years, he's already turned his back, and he's fishing in the river again. Situation's completely de-escalated, and out of nowhere, Mama Bear gets a stick up her ass, stands up, roars, and comes full charge at me. Absolute, head down, not a bluff charge, just coming at me for so I could be her chew toy. I'm in the river. I take a step back, slip. I'm starting to fall as I pull my pistol, and I put 2 rounds right in front of her feet just to scare her off. And, my second round hit when she was about, I'd say 10 yards from me.
Oh, my God.
And it was just enough to make her turn and run away. But by this time, I'm laying on my back in the river, water's flowing down my waders. My buddy's up here laughing at me. And yeah, it was that was one of those where if she didn't want to stop, I was toast.
I'd have to change my waders after that.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was already water rushing down. I was good. But
That's not, and we have our baby Zeke on the camera his phobia is bear. So while we're out trying to find them, he is like crapping his pants every time we talk about it. But he's gonna have to stay there and film it, no matter if we find one.
Yeah.
He's got to stand his ground.
Yep.
Not the only one,
No, but I think you're more so.
though. I just don't trust him.
Well,
They're
yeah.
shifty.
They can be, yeah.
So we went over day one. Day one, helicopter, glacier. I want to get back to.
We've gone over all the days.
Yeah.
No, but I want to talk about like day one. We did that and it was amazing. And day 2 we had stuff planned, but the weather here is kind of crazy because right now it's sunny. We had a really sunny day today, but yesterday, the night before last, and yesterday was just pouring rain the entire time. We couldn't really shoot anything.
Yeah.
And that happens. That happens probably a lot here.
Really often. If you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. It's going to change.
But is it like Seattle where it can rain like 20 days in a row?
That's been this summer.
Okay.
You're looking at one of 5 days that we've had like this all summer so
Oh, wow.
far.
So
It's
we
just
lucked
been,
out.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely rainy summer. And yeah, we had a paddleboarding excursion planned to head out to Bear Glacier Lagoon.
Right. Which
And
is what you take people out there, and what is that, paddling around the glacier?
Yeah, so you
'Cause
paddle. Yeah, it's a hanging glacier that comes into the ocean, and huge icebergs chunks calve off the glacier, and they just float around in this lagoon of. We're talking icebergs the size of like football field in there. That sit
you're just
there.
paddling
and
around
you just
them.
can paddle around them.
We'll have to.
It's pretty neat.
It sucks that we missed that.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah,
We'll get
because
some-
they said it was 6 to 9 foot seas.
Yeah,
too,
we
right?
had some bigger seas that we were getting dropped off in, and then just some nasty weather rolling in. Just decided that's one of the places you don't want to be in Alaska when it's nasty is out in the water. So
And then today it's super sunny, warm T-shirt weather.
Yeah, beautiful. We're out there sweating.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Nice.
It's been rad.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we've
Feel good about it.
set.
He's pretty interesting. Can we talk a little bit about his before Alaska life? A little bit of, I think people find it's.
It is
Some
super.
of his
It's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't be modest.
Okay,
You want to kick it off?
I'll go. There's the things I love about Tyler that I find the most interesting is
Oh, boy.
that you served under 2 presidents as a Marine at the White House.
yeah, I got super lucky, mixed in with a lot of hard work. But I was in charge of the Marines inside the West Wing under the Obama administration and the beginning of the Trump administration. So there's only 4 Marines in the entire Marine Corps at one time that get to do that. So I guess toot my own horn is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Dad
Super
must be
rad.
proud.
Yeah, Dad was just happy he got to go meet Melania.
Did you get to meet? Did you get to meet people, Mike?
I did. I got to meet President Trump and his wife.
Nice.
How he
You
perks
see
up
how he
at that.
yeah, you see how he does that.
And
His
his
wife's
wife.
listening.
I drove some places around there. Yeah, I was proud of the service. Very proud.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
of course.
But yeah, it was neat. I mean, a kid from a tiny town in Arizona getting to work in the White House, seeing the president every single day. And it was just one of those things that you just never think is going to happen. And there you are. So pretty neat. Not a ton of people know that about me either. Living up here in Alaska, kind of just fishing and hunting. And next thing you know, sometimes you'll see a picture of me hanging out with Trump, on the news or something from back in the day.
That's pretty
And
cool.
it's,
Mhm.
yeah.
First name basis.
Yep, I knew both of them on a first name basis. They knew my name. Used to travel with them a bit, and yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago. It was only 5-6 years ago, which is crazy.
Pretty abrupt change going from like DC and that kind of lifestyle to being out in the middle of nowhere and being kind of a loner and doing your thing. But it's just like a progression. Do you like one more than the other? Are you glad? Are you happy to be up here?
Yeah,
reclusive.
this is me.
Yeah.
Alaska's me. The whole lifestyle and living in cities and concrete jungles and keeping up with the Joneses, it doesn't suit me. I like to be outside and go on the next adventure and see wilderness from my front porch. So this is definitely home for me now.
So
Yeah,
what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say. So what's next? Like, do you have what's your like big thing that you want to do coming up? Even if you don't
Ooh.
have it planned yet, but
5-year
like your
plan.
your
Don't die.
your like number one bucket list. Number one Alaska bucket list. I
No
should
Alaska
say.
bucket list. I'd say the next big thing is going to be buying a plane. And then that opens up a whole world of adventuring out here. Flying a bush plane out and getting proficient and doing that. That's really the next, I'd say next chapter.
Is that a guide thing? Like you'd buy a plane and take people to places, or is it just for you?
Probably just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go out and play. You do it with the guide thing. There's so many different ratings you have to have, and it's a long process. And then you don't get to have as much fun. If you're just out there, be like, I'm going to go fishing today. Just like we went yesterday in the boat, but I'm going to jump in a Super Cub, fly across the inlet, land in the tundra, or land on a remote strip, and fish out there with nobody around.
Yeah, you can really get around.
You can
obviously,
really
with a
get out.
plane, right?
Mhm.
That's the only way. You were saying that earlier, that really the only way to get around and see places is with a plane because
Because
everything's so desolate and so.
It's so remote. And I mean,
Yeah.
even the 4 hours or the 3 hours you drove down here and that, I mean, you're just touching a sliver of
Yeah.
Alaska. The road system covers basically nothing up
Yep.
here. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure don't quote me on that statistic, but there's more planes than there are cars in Alaska as
Wow.
a mode of transportation.
Yeah, and even on those main roads, us driving up from Anchorage, you drive up here, and I was in Switzerland last year, and it's kind of like driving through the Alps. There's nothing but white-capped, gigantic mountains all around you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a special place. If you've got the outdoors and a sense of adventure inside you, this is the epitome. I mean, like I said earlier, you could literally go and do a new adventure every single day for the rest of your life, and you wouldn't even scratch the surface.
Even in the winter.
Even in the winter, as long as you're willing to, embrace a little bit of cold,
Suck it up.
suck it up,
Well, don't
DBAP,
Embrace the suck.
embrace the suck.
Embrace this up.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Winters, I love winters. That's when you're getting into ice caves. You know, they're stable, they're safe to go in. You snow machine out. You've got the northern lights above you almost every night, and it's fun in the winter.
Yeah, and before I forget, we'll post a bunch of your photos because you're an amazing
cool.
photographer, and he takes mind-blowing photos in ice caves and all the things that, you know, for me is super interesting because I've never seen them before, and you do it well. It's not just going out and taking a snapshot. You're thinking about things, going to an ice cave, painting with light, getting your exposures, you know, your ratios correct between your painting with light and the night skies, and it's done really well. And if you're into photography or film, then check this dude out.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
thank you. I appreciate that. Coming from you, that means a lot. So
Thanks, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this film on Tyler, because it's all you're going to see all that stuff, and we're going to show his work as he talks about it. It's going to be amazing. This is going to be a really, really great film. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We really
to see
appreciate it too.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
I'm
you having
stoked
us.
to have you guys up here, and
Yeah, really glad that your dad was here when we came up. And
Yeah.
you guys are, I mean, amazing. Great time.
yeah,
It's been a blast.
it has been a blast. Yeah, I'm
been so
glad he got to
fun.
come and experience it with us. And
Yeah.
Hope
I mean,
we
this is
weren't-
the
hope we
first time
weren't
for
too
all
rowdy.
of you guys.
Yeah. amazing. And now we get to
We
stop
calmed
this
it
and go
down.
eat.
We took it down like 3 notches for y'all.
Turn it back up.
That's the
Let's
truth.
go.
No, we do that after we've been invited back.
I've already
Second
said
time
you got
around.
a place to stay. If you don't come back, I'll be offended. We got a lot more to see and a lot more to do.
Yeah.
God, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Well, we get
Awesome.
to end this and go eat some food that we're cooking on the grill right now. Well, when I say we, I mean Tyler, but
We've said it all.
We
or
have.
maybe even
Maybe
too much.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tyler.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you
it, man.
guys. Really appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate it.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Woo.